What is ascension? Ascension is a term used to describe the process of ascent to a higher vibrational frequency. Through this ascension process, we let go of human limiting beliefs and old programming and embrace a new way of functioning as human beings by reconnecting and reuniting with our inner divinity. This allows us to fully step into our truth as divine beings and conscious creators. Ascension is not a linear or a static event, but rather it is composed of multiple awakenings, and it is a dynamic process of constant realignment and reunion, or merging, with our inner divinity. Which means divine energy that resides inside us. Which you can call soul, God, source, higher self, etc. The point of ascension is that we are reunited with our higher consciousness, which means that our human consciousness and our higher consciousness merge into one. There is no more separation as our human consciousness expands to incorporate cosmic or divine consciousness. Higher, cosmic, divine consciousness is the awareness of all that is. Therefore, when our consciousness merges with cosmic consciousness, we are awakened to the truth that we are everything that is. It also means that we recognize that we are all one. We are all one being manifesting in countless shades of light, forms, and states of consciousness. Entering into full union or merging with divinity, or a divine being is also known as enlightenment. Again, this is not a static event as many might imagine, but a dynamic process of becoming. But it is not a question of becoming something. We are already in the process of becoming. We are already becoming. There is nothing to become except what you already are. What you are already becoming. Ascension or enlightenment has nothing to do with going somewhere, but rather is about realizing that you have never left home. And by home I mean heaven or being in the holy presence of divinity. As a soul being, you have always known only heaven, holiness, and purity. But you have chosen to forget this by reincarnating into human consciousness so that you can experience the path back to yourself. We have nothing to learn. Absolutely nothing. We only remember who we really are. Being enlightened or ascended means that you are just constantly on the cusp of the unknown. Remembering who you really are makes all the human knowledge you spent years assimilating completely useless. Because the only thing you will know is, I don't know anything. But don't worry, all the information you need as a human being will be provided to you when it is needed. And you will be surprised at how brilliant you are. Your consciousness simply downloads the information whenever you need it. But your mind remains pure and untouched. So the information disappears once you no longer need it. It is this complete ignorance that scares the ego so much because it loses all opportunity to control and predict. Which is why the ego structure tries so hard to resist letting go. Do you have this misconception that enlightenment or ascension brings you somewhere far from yourself? At some point, you will no longer be with yourself. Because you have been so exhausted by the negative thought patterns and limited belief system that were obstructing the freedom of your being. However, rest assured that if you continue to choose to be aligned with your higher purpose, destructive patterns and limited programming will slowly but surely be erased from your consciousness. Once this is completed, there will be no need for escape from yourself. Because you will perceive your own self as being the most perfect being, and there will be no reason to be anywhere other than here and now, with yourself. Because you are perfection, you are heaven, you are unconditional love. You are eternal bliss. Limited human thought patterns have clogged our system and convinced our cognitive system that we are something we are not. There is a purpose to this. Only by experiencing what we are not can we fully recognize what we are. And there is a deep truth and beauty in this journey. However, it is not a journey. Because we never leave the house. We are still at home. We always have been and always will be. Nothing can ever harm us. Again, we are not who we think we are through the collective perspective of being. Because we are not a body, a person, or a personality. We are infinite beings and as such, nothing can ever harm us. As a human collective, we have become so accustomed to rational functioning that we struggle to understand the truth of who we really are. Because there is no way to bring the rational mind into enlightenment. It cannot understand. Yet the heart knows. It is only through the heart, only through our own love, that we can remember who we really are. However, let's not romanticize this too much. Remember, and then everything is done, and you are completely ascended. The ascension process is about constantly reminding yourself of your own truth in all circumstances and at all times, until you never forget it again. It's about being in the middle of the chaos, taking a deep breath, and remembering your truth. This will allow you to embody more and more of your true self, until it becomes completely natural for you to function this way. Being in your own light will open up a way of living that is deeply peaceful and satisfying. As beautiful as this sounds and truly is, our human conscious system can feel deeply confused and even shocked as we go through this ascension process. Which usually begins when our Kundalini energy awakens.